think of when you think of a pet? Do you think of a dog, a cat, a fish, a lizard, or maybe even a snake? But would you even think of a bird of prey? Well, today I'm going to show you a family with a unique hobby, falconry.
Okay, well, this is Tori. I'm Elizabeth. This is my dad.
My name is Stephen, and Tori is short for Victoria.
So how did you get involved with falconry?
My son Michael, when he was 8 years old, read a book called My Side of the Mountain, I think it was, about a boy who lived in the woods and trained a falcon to help him hunt and eat. And so Michael got really interested in birds, and we watched a man flying a bird here in Kingston one day, and he let Michael put on the glove and land the bird. So he gave us the name of the person who runs a falconry center. And we contacted him, we did a course, and we worked with him for years, and eventually got our licenses, and we got our first bird. And we call her Tori. She hasn't flown in 2 years, flown free. So we're going to attach her today. This is a little bungee cord. So we're going to attach her to this so she can't get loose. And if she tries to fly away, she won't hurt herself because this stretches. You know, you wouldn't want her getting up to full speed and then coming to an abrupt halt. Then I set this up so that when she flies to me, she's flying into the wind. Okay. This is a dead quail I'm using today as food for her. It's excellent nutrition. Now see what's happening there? See, her talon is on my arm? That's not good at all. Because if she moves, if she went to fly, when she pushes off, she pushes, and she would, this little tiny one here has opened up my arm several times, and you bleed a lot for some reason. That thing really manages to get in deep. The wings opening like that is called mantling. So if another bird of prey is approaching or is flying over top, they might see her on the ground, but they're not going to see what she's eating because she'll be covered. And when you see her on the ground in the woods, she disappears. Her coloring, it's amazing how they can disappear. So
You mentioned that Tori's a Harris hawk, so why did you choose a Harris hawk?
well, I chose a Harris hawk because amongst all the birds of prey, this is the easiest when you're an apprentice falconer. And so I started this with my son Michael, and a Harris hawk that's a male is the easiest bird to train, the easiest to handle. The female is not as easy to handle. You know, they're a little more difficult to train, they're a little more aggressive. But all the other birds, it's more technical. You need to have more experience, you need to know what you're doing. And these guys, they're just really easy to work with.
Okay. Yeah, and you mentioned like you could touch her all over the place. Could anyone do that?
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
She won't bite you. I mean, she hasn't been handled much in the last couple of years, actually. So she's used to it. She's not aggressive to people.
It's a good thing.
It's just you know, they're not keen on it. They're not like a puppy dog or
So-
a cat. You know, they're hunters.
Yeah, so would you consider her a pet?
I think she's a companion because. Why would I say that? Because she's not cuddly. All she thinks about is hunting, killing, and eating. And the best you can do is be a good partner with a bird like this when they're trained. You make sure they're healthy, and you can take them out and fly them. They're very happy to come back and eat off your hand. But if you're not doing something right, they'll just take off in the wild, and you may never see them again. To get a bird of prey, you require a falconry license. And to get a falconry license, you must train under a master falconer and do a course, a formal course. And then you have to apprentice under a master falconer for 2 breeding seasons. So 16 months. So on average it would take 2 years of commitment, having done a formal course initially. Then once you're done that, you have to write the test for the Ontario Hunters course. She's considered a shotgun or a rifle, according to the Ontario law. And so you need a hunting course because you need to know the hunting regulations. And then, so once you've done the course, 2 years of apprenticeship, you have a hunting license, then you can get a falconry license, then you can get a bird.
Okay.
That's
And
how it works.
what would classify as a bird of prey?
A bird of prey is any bird that hunts and kills and eats meat, as opposed to worms or seeds and that sort of thing.
Now that we've talked about apprentice falconers, Lizzie, why don't you come over? Lizzie is a apprentice falconer and also Steve's daughter and one of my very good friends.
Hi.
So Elizabeth has worked
Really?
with how long have you worked with these birds now? I forget.
I don't even know, like 5 years maybe?
Yeah, Elizabeth started
No,
as
more
soon
than
as
that.
when Michael was 10, 12, we got, so 6 years Elizabeth has been doing this.
So, talking about learning things, like what are some of the responsibilities that you have to learn to take care of a bird of prey?
Well, you have to know, first of all, what they eat, where they live, like housing, if the bird can tolerate hot or cold weather. For example, she can't go below -6 without needing an additional heat source.
So why is that?
Because they come from a desert area. So she's actually a family bird. So like she lives in a large group and they all help each other hunt jackrabbits and things like that. So if she ever sees a rabbit in the forest, of course, she's going to be very happy.
Are all birds pack animals or is it?
Some birds, they don't care whether it's the same species, different species. If it's littler than them, they will eat it.
So what are some of the precautions with falconry? Like, what do you use to protect yourself and to protect the bird?
The glove. The glove to protect your hand is the main thing. And then you have to make sure, it's called manning the bird, and you need to spend a lot of time just holding the bird on your glove. And that gets the bird used to you. The bird knows it's safe around you, and if you always fly the bird to your glove and it eats from there, it knows, it recognizes that this is where she eats as well, So she's going to be comfortable there.
Jeez.
Where do you get the food that you feed her?
People who farm quail. So I buy bags of frozen quail, 50 to a bag.
Got 4 live quail in the garage.
Will you feed her the quail that you're raising?
Eventually.
Her male is not performing. There's lots of eggs, but none of them are hatching.
And again, I'm pointing it into the wind. So you hold it in 2 fingers like this. Oh, thanks! Me in my face. And you
Did she
cross it
sneeze?
over. No, she shook her head. And you pull it over like this, and pull it in so there's a loop, and stick the end through that and pull it tight. Oh, that was gross.
You get a little spray of meat.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's the other thing that Dana, you asked me about looking after me and the bird. So that was a lot of raw meat that we're handling that she eats. And so for the bird, it's essential that she uses her talons to help tear that apart. So now, look, she's cleaning, so she's leaving little bits of meat there. So I need to spray and clean the perches on a routine basis because bacteria can grow there and she can get infections. And for me, there's my hand. You see, now normally, if depending on what kind of meat you're using, you might not have that much blood on your hand, but I need to make sure my hand is clean.
What is it?
So what kind of person would you recommend falconry to?
Anyone can, once they take the course. And anyone who's going to stay committed, because these birds can live a long life, and you need to be committed to them the whole time. They require lots of attention. So yeah, anyone.
When you first find something you like, it can be terrifying. Just like when the bird landed on my hand. I was cautious and scared because I knew all the dangers that went along with falconry. She could have hurt me seriously, but I did it. I did it because I wanted to. And after I knew she wouldn't hurt me, I spent almost an hour interacting with her, petting her, touching her talons, and she didn't hurt me then either. Sometimes it's okay to be different, to be unique. You could go with the main flow all your life and not find something you're passionate about. But once you see someone else living your dream, you know you want it. So be aware of the dangers of your passion, but don't let them prevent you from doing what you really want. It's your life you control, not someone else's. Stand out and be confident you're on the right track. Believe in yourself, because one day, it may take off from you, and you may not have the chance to follow it again. Thank you for introducing me to your bird. It was lovely to meet her.
Oh, no problem.
And that's a wrap.
So what do you want to do tonight?
I don't want to go see a movie.
Listen.